But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
Oh man, pimp still got the damn do-rag imprint on my forehead. But we still gonna do this, right? See, okay, it's something you gotta understand about Freeze, right? You know, I still have certain things instilled in me from the incarceration system in California, from LA County to CDC, which is California Department of Corrections. I still got certain things instilled in me, right? Certain, I guess you could say, qualities or virtues or whatever that are pertinent to the street world or just the world period as well. Now, when you locked up in California, two of the worst things that you could be is a jailhouse thief and a jailhouse snitch. They damn near equally as bad, right? But I'd have to say maybe the jailhouse snitch is a little bit slightly worse. But a jailhouse thief is still a terrible thing to be in jail or prison in California, right? So, one of the reasons why it's looked at so terrible is because, you know, we all in here together and you got to have a certain level of respect for your fellow inmates. So to do something like that is just terrible. It's a blatant act of disrespect, right? So if you take that same theory or whatever and apply it to this game, one of the worst things that you could do in this game as a young lady in this game is steal from your wifey. That's just terrible. It's trifling. It's spineless, cowardly. It's just the worst shit that you could do, or some of the worst shit that you could do to a wifey. Because again, just like how in a jailhouse, you know, y'all together, you around each other every day, or you dealing with each other in the same circumstance, so you got to have a certain level of respect. It's the same thing among wifeys. You know, y'all both got the same folks. Y'all in the same household together. You dealing with each other on a regular basis. So because of that, it's wise to have a certain level of respect for one another. You ain't got to be best friends. You ain't got to love each other. But at the very least, y'all got to respect each other if you're going to be in the same household and abide and thrive in this same household. So some of the most trifling shit you could do is steal from your wifey. And see, dealing with somebody like Freeze, that's the quickest way for your ass to get fired. I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not going to do none of that. I'm not going to touch you. Only thing I'm going to do with this hand is point in a direction where you need to go to leave and get away from my pimping. Because it's just it's such disrespectful shit. So of course y'all probably guessed that I've dealt with situations like this in the game. And it's sad because the few situations that come to mind, the most vivid situations in my mind where this took place, in both cases, it was just the pettiest shit. Like, why would you steal that? Why would you do that? It's just terrible. Give you a prime example, right? One time I got these two bitches. They both smoke weed, right? So, you know, most pimps in the game, you know, that done had hoes that smoke weed, you know, 9 times out of 10 when them hoes come, they the type of smokers that's used to going to buy like an eighth every day or every other day. Eighth, you know, small shit. But, you know, pimp don't like to deal with all that type of shit. Here, bitch, take you an ounce and, you know, we'll go re-up when you damn near done with that ounce. Before you finish that ounce, when you close to being done, we're going to go get you another ounce. You know, that's just how Freeze operate, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other P's in the game operate the same way, right? So, like I said, I got these two bitches. Both of them smoke weed. So what I do, and they both the type of bitches that buy an eighth every day or every other day, right? So I get both of them an ounce apiece. Ounce for you, right? Now, this one over here, she smokes a little more frequently than this one over here, right? But this one over here is really an alcoholic and this one ain't. So even though the alcoholism, that's a whole nother story, but you can understand why this one would smoke more frequently than this one over here. So, but they done smoked together before several times, you know what I mean? So I didn't understand this. But of course, you know, this one over here, she blow through her ounce way faster than this one over here. So by the time this one over here is done with her ounce, she done blew through the whole ounce. This one over here, she still got she got like a little bit less than a half ounce left. Like she still got a gang of weed left, right? So, this one over here, you know, they both down one particular night, right? And this one over here, we had to handle some business. So I take her from the blade and I take her back to the joint, and she's going through her shit. And she's like, you know, Daddy, I ain't trying to start nothing, but you know, my weed that I got left is, I see some significant changes in it. Now, mind you, Freeze don't smoke weed. Both of these bitches know this. And they the only two bitches around each other. There ain't nobody else in the mix but us three. Freeze don't smoke weed, so that rules me out. And the bitch was like, she didn't say, you know, did this bitch take my weed or nothing like that. She just let it be known, like, it's a lot of my weed gone. Like a nice chunk of my weed is missing. So I'm like, you know, and I you know, I'm not no weed smoker, but I kind of know what shit look like. I know what a half ounce look like. I know what an ounce look like, you know, so, and I pay attention to both of these bitches. I know how both of them smoke. So I'm looking at the shit. I'm like, damn. So that is like a kind of sizely chunk missing. And, so, you know, we handle the business. We go back to the track, set her down. And, you know, I confront the other bitch about it. I'm like, hey, bitch, did you go in this bitch's weed and just take some weed, bitch? Like, why would you do that? First, she denying it. I didn't take nothing from that bitch. Woo, woo. I'm like, come on, bitch. Like, I saw you blow through your ounce fast than a motherfucker, first of all. And then, you know, you ain't got no weed right now. So it's funny how the moment that you don't have no weed, some weed from this bitch's stash come up missing. So, you know, after, you know, chink, tink, 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 tinking at her, finally the bitch come clean. You know what I mean? But she do it like in a punk type way. She's like, well, why y'all tripping? Like, you act like I just like took the whole thing. I only took like a little bit. Like, I didn't take the whole thing. I'm like, bitch, like, first of all, and mind you, we in California. You know, like, it's nothing to go to the damn dispensary and get some more weed. Like, bitch, what is you tripping on? Why would you do that? All we got to do is go get some more. And then not just that, but y'all been smoking together before, bitch. Like, if you wanted to smoke, why did you just ask this bitch for some weed? Or when you see her smoking, just smoke with her or something. Like, you didn't have to take that shit, bitch. This is your wifey. Y'all in the same household. So the bitch just had like this whatever attitude about the shit, and she didn't see the disrespect in it. And she just insisted like that it was nothing wrong with that, and not thinking about the fact like, bitch, what if this happened to you? What if another bitch stole some weed from you, bitch? Like, so she didn't have no remorse basically. And she didn't want to have any accountability for what she did. So needless to say, she didn't really last long after that. I'm talking about not long at all. You know what I mean? She ended up go that way and stay going that way and keep going that way. Don't turn around and look back while you're going that way. Just keep going that way. So, yeah, man, like, as you can see, that was like some petty ass shit. Because when you look at the grand scheme of things, everything that we got going on, like, we get money, we having it our way. Neither one of you bitches ever had folks before to buy you an ounce of weed at a time. You know, they the same type, because each one of them probably done dealt with niggas that smoke weed, and they all just like buying an eighth at a time and smoking it together and then going to get some more. Like, nah, fuck all that. We gonna get you an eighth. I mean, we gonna get you an ounce and let you smoke. So that was one instance. And then another instance, right? I had two different bitches. And this is another situation like, bitch, why would you do that? It don't make no damn sense. So, excuse my pimping. We in Hawaii. We got two bitches, right? One bitch I've been having for a few years, probably like 2 or 3 years. The other bitch I've been having maybe a month or two, right? So we all staying together right now. Of course, the bitch who I've been having, she dug in with my program. You know what I mean? So we vibe on a different level, and we do certain things. She got more information of mine than this fresh bitch, you know, so we do different things than me and this other bitch do. You know what I mean? I give her different instructions than I give this bitch because she been around longer, obviously, right? So I ain't gonna get too into detail, but it was a little thing that this bitch had that she would use to do her thing, right? And most people don't know what this little thing is. So the new bitch, she seen this bitch with that little thing one day, and she was like really drilling her about it. Like, what is that? What is it for? Why do you have that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So this bitch, you know, she just like playing her to the left. So, but she comes and tells me about it. She was like, yeah, you know, oh girl, she was like, she seen my thing, and she was like really, you know, drilling me about it. She was like super curious about what it was, why'd I have it, and this, that, and the third. You know, I just played her to the left though, but she was like really super inquisitive about it. So we think nothing of it. We, you know, continue pushing on. And a few days later, the thing come up missing. You know, so the bitch, when it come up missing, and mind you, once again, it's just us three. You know, we all staying together in Hawaii. So we got suitcases. The bitch had her thing, you know, the suitcase stand tall like this, and towards the top of it, there's a little zipper like this. Zip it back. The bitch had her thing right there. And she told me, she was like, I had it right here, you know, and now it's missing. So in front of this bitch, we tearing the room up right in front of her, but we ain't paying her no mind. We acting like she ain't even there. You know, I'm doing this for a reason. And mind you, she don't even know what this fucking thing is, but it's missing. So me and the other bitch who it belonged to, we tearing the room up. We literally go through the entire fucking room, top to bottom, through all the suitcases. We go through everything. Of course, we don't find the shit, right? So, like, I think the next day, the motherfucking thing reappears in the bitch's suitcase, but it's in a different place in the suitcase than where the bitch left it. This after we done tore the whole shit up. It just mysteriously reappears in the same suitcase, but in a different compartment in the suitcase than where it originally was, where the bitch left it. So we just looking like, and then mind you, after I tore the room up, the bitch was asking me, because she watched us tear the room up. And then afterwards, when it was just me and her, she asked me, she was like, why is that thing so important? Why y'all like looking so hard for it? Whoa, 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 whoa. And then after that, the shit reappears. And the bitch, you know, the whole time she acting like she don't know nothing about it, right? So we in Hawaii, right? And I don't really know this bitch like that because I haven't had her that long, right? And beyond that, I don't put nothing past anybody, not just a bitch, but I don't put shit past people unless I really know, like we done been through all kind of shit, like sinful. It's certain shit that I just know he's not going to do because our relationship is tried and tested. You know what I mean? I know for a fact sinful is never going to do any sucker shit because we done been through too many situations, right? So I know him. Same with this bitch. You know, I know certain things that she won't do, but at the same time, it's certain shit that I just don't put past nobody, right? So when it come to this bitch, you know, I really wanted to, I ain't gonna lie to you, I wanted to, you know, karate chop the bitch or some more shit, but we in Hawaii, you know, I'm a lot younger at this time in the game, and I'm more likely to go there with a bitch than I am now. So I really wanted to go there with the bitch, right? So, but I'm wise at the same time, and I'm like, we on this island, you know, if I do that and the bitch want to tell, it's nowhere for me to go. It's only one way in and one way out of Honolulu. That's the airport. You know, it ain't like I could get on the highway and dip. You know, we on an island, thousands of miles away from the mainland. So, you know, needless to say, I waited till we get to the mainland and I end up dropping the bitch off at a hotel. She had a dog that we put in a dog hotel in Torrance, California. You know, we go to the dog hotel, get her dog, cause I don't know, those of y'all, some of y'all might not know, but if you got an animal, you can't just jump on a plane with your animal and take it to Hawaii like you would any other state in the mainland. You know, you can't just take animal. You gotta, if you taking an animal to Hawaii, they quarantine the animal, I think, for like 30 days or some shit like that. Then once they realize the animal's cool, then you could take it over. We wasn't trying to go through all that. So we just put the dog in the dog hotel. We get back, get the dog out the dog hotel, and I just dropped the bitch off at a regular hotel, way in the cut, way away from where I was gonna be, and I just never seen that bitch again. You know, so basically the bottom line of what I'm letting you know is, like, when you got some good pimping, you know, and then you got some cool wifeys that ain't jealous, that ain't dramatic, that ain't trying to start bullshit with you, that ain't petty. You know, when you a part of a household like that and you having it your way, you know, like y'all progressing, you moving up in life, you living better than you ever did in any other situation in your life, why would you jeopardize that by stealing some shit that you don't even know what you stealing, or by stealing a small ass amount of weed? It just goes to show that you have no appreciation for that household, for your folks, your wifeys, the game that you receiving, the guidance you receiving, the lifestyle that you living. You just ain't got no respect or appreciation for that. And you have no accountability as well. So fucking with somebody like Freeze, it's going to be adios. You know, you getting fired. You're going to have to go that way and go far that way. You dig? So yeah, man, bottom line, don't ever steal from your wifeys. That's the most trifling shit you could do. You know, and beyond just the game, just people that you fuck with. You know, family, friends, loved ones, partners in crime, so on and so forth. Anybody that you really fucking with. You don't steal from that motherfucker. That's just trifling. It's trifling. Don't ever do that shit. You dig? Y'all already know who it is, what it is. Freezes it. I holler and put some of this love in your body if you haven't done so today. And if you have done so today, shit, put some more love in your body. You dig? You can't get enough of this love shit.
I say I go to sleep indigent, wake up to them Benjamins, or cause I'm beginning with some ism that's limitless. Primitive minded niggas and bitches couldn't relate. Man, I pimp for mine and it feel great. Hear yourself around me if you're blessed with the spirit of pen. Hear yourself around, possessed by the spirit of pen. Hear yourself around the applause. If you know that nobody ever pimp, damn, nobody, shit, nobody except another day in the dollar.